SpaceX now using tariffs as geopolitical bargaining chips. Commerce Secretary Wilbur Ross had some explaining to do before the Senate Finance Committee, in particular tariffs, and how history will not repeat.
The President's general view is that the trade war was lost years ago. This is an effort to fix the outcomes that were unsatisfactory from it.
Joining me now, the founder of the American Truth Project and Daily Ledger contributor, Barry Nussbaum. Barry, the Senate has a say, of course, constitutionally in trade, and it also has a say in this rescissions package that has been brought to the fore by Senator Ted Cruz, $15 billion of unspent stimulus money.
Yeah, thank goodness for Ted Cruz. Graham, we have blown up the value of the dollar in reverse over the last several presidencies. It took 41 presidents up to President Bush to get to $5 trillion in debt. By the time Bush left office, he had doubled it to $10 trillion. And one presidency later, Obama left office with $20 trillion in debt. And what people really don't get personally is it's not inflation in the sense of prices going up. The United States Congress is destroying the value of the dollar. When you and I were kids, a loaf of bread was 30 cents. Now it's $3.50. Everything has gone up about 10x since the mid-60s, which means the value of the dollar is down 90%. Go, Ted Cruz, cut the budget. Cut the wasteful spending, and you will save the United States dollar by doing so.
Yeah, and the debt becomes a self-fulfilling or self-fueling prophecy, if you will, because of the interest on that debt. And interest rates, the environment right now, are going up. And so, Donald Trump is trying to put the brakes on things, but interest rates going up and the national debt being at almost $22 trillion, it's not a pretty picture. And yeah, every little bit helps. Get rid of that wasteful spending. Now, meantime, in the economy, Barry, there's some record optimism right now in a sector of the society that the Obama administration declared all but dead.
Since the surveys have been done, Graham, there has never, ever in American history been a higher optimism among manufacturers running companies about the future of the American economy than right now as we sit here talking. There has been a dramatic turnaround in a rosy future for the American economy by the people that run the American economy, which is American business. This is terrific news for employment and growth and the standard of living in the United States that will result in higher quality of life for all Americans.
Yeah, and not so good news for Americans of faith who happen to also support the President of the United States. And we've talked about this on this program now multiple times, Catholic bishops coming out, essentially making Americans choose between faith and love of country vis-a-vis President Trump and him enforcing the immigration laws. Well, now we have the United Methodist leadership literally sanctioning Jeff Sessions for doing his job.
Yeah, this is really getting into an area I'm very uncomfortable about constitutionally. First it was the Catholics and now it's the Methodists attempting to influence political policy by sanctioning their members who happen to be the makers of that policy with all kinds of religious edicts and threats about recrimination within their churches. And this has very scary precedents in other countries around the world, and we, as Americans, are supposed to be immune from this, Graham.
Yeah, it stinks, to be perfectly blunt. Jeff Sessions has a lot of problems regarding the investigation with Russia. He shouldn't have recused himself, but on immigration, he's strong, he's right, and this Methodist leadership are just flat out wrong. Barry, thanks.